Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone had a great holiday season, but it's time to get back to work. Market Monday, we're going to go over all of the things that I'm seeing inside of the market in Hockey Ultimate Team that I think you guys want to pay attention to. Guys, if you're new to Hockey Ultimate Team, maybe you just picked up the game for Christmas, something like that, just migrated over to the next gen consoles. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for the most up-to-date NHL 22 tips, news, and info. All right, let's get into Market Monday for December 27th. All right, guys, so if you are watching this today at launch of the video, which I hope you are, that's why you need to have notifications on and watch the videos as soon as possible, especially Market Monday ones, because usually the market gets impacted pretty heavily. So I want to give you guys the shot to try and make some coins. So over the weekend, they came out with these Boxing Day sets here. Inside of the sets, I want you guys, anyone that's held on, I know for months I was basically saying hold on to your team of the weeks and prime times, because eventually they'll come up with some sort of set, I thought. And I thought that, it's been so long, maybe they just wouldn't. Well, it turns out they did. So now for anyone that has any primetime or team of the week players that they've just saved up, you need to be selling them, especially if they're tradable, because this set is just not worth it. You trade in 15 gold players of any kind, which is fine, and then 5 team of or primetimes or team of the week players, and you will get a random primetime or team of the week player back. The problem is that there's so many primetime and team of the week players, the odds of you pulling something good, it's just not nearly worth the cost that it is to make any of these, especially if they are tradable. So right now in the auction house, primetime players, they're going for about 4,000 to 5,000 coins no matter what the overall is, which is just a crazy amount because this set just really isn't worth it. So if you have any primetimes, I'm selling them right now, because once this set ends at 5 p.m. today, the value is going to crater right back down to what it was beforehand. So be sure that you sell those. If you have them untradeable, go ahead and do the set if you want, but it might be worth it to you. But if they're tradable, you need to make sure that you're trading in all of your primetime and team of the week players. And also, guys, please do not fall into the trap to go and try and buy these. Just not nearly worth it. Because, again, what you're going to get back, the odds are like 90%. It's going to be something that probably won't even make your team. So just be on the lookout for these. I think that they're not really a good value at all. And you can make some heavy coins right now, because of what's going to happen is they are just going to crater in price. So next, I want to talk about Team of the Year. So if anyone that is new to Hockey Ultimate Team, Team of the Year happens right around the flip of the calendar year. And what they do is they give, for every position, so there's 6 players total, they will give a Team of the Year card for the calendar year of 2021. And these are going to be some of the best cards in the game, as they will go up in overall whenever a new card comes out. So let's say Connor McDavid gets a Team of the Year card, he will, and a 95 overall event card comes out, his Team of the Year card will automatically go up to 95. So it is just extremely good value. It's better than their X Factors, all of it. Now, if you have the X Factor, that makes things a little bit different because you've already invested so much. So like Connor McDavid, for example. But the problem is that he's going to start costing like 200 to 300K to upgrade, or an exceptional amount of power-up collectibles, whereas the Team of the Year card is just going to be free upgrades. So we have to weigh that once it comes out. So what you should be focusing on right now is working towards making sure that you're all set for the Team of the Year, event. And the reason is because once they are out, you will not have another shot. Once the event ends, you will not have another shot to get them, especially if you're free to play, because they're going to cost about 1 million coins to try and buy after the event is done, and you won't be able to make them. It'll be a lot like the EVO sets, and if we think back to the EVO event, those cost about 800K in value to make. And then again, after, well, now it's changed a little bit, but if we go and take a look at some of the EVO cards, specifically Duchesne, right, like he's just way too expensive to try and buy. Even Kyver's 350, but he kind of fell off near the end there. Like Duchesne, 2.4 million right now is the cheap, is one of them. Yeah, it looks like he's going for like 2.5 million. So that is how it's going to be with these Team of the Year cards. So beyond, you got to be prepared. If you're going to try and make them, you've got to make them while they're in the event, because once they're out, you're never going to be able to, especially if you're free to play. So how do we make them? Well, if we think back to the EVO event, they did not work like how the last few events have gone, where they just, you acquired collectibles via different overalls. It was a conglomerate of multiple overalls. For example, to make Duchesne, it was like 23 83 plus overalls, 15 84s, a bunch of 85s, a few 86s, and then like 3 87s. Here's what I want. I've been saying this for a month now. But the value on the 88 overall cards has dropped so much because people are just focusing on the Winter the Hockey Roots event. Then they don't require 88s. Guys, I can almost guarantee you that the next event, when the overalls go up and Team of the Year is the most sought after card, they are going to raise the overalls required because it is going to cost a ton, right? So right now, 88 overall cards, they're going for 20,000 coins. For anyone that's new to Hockey Ultimate Team and just building a team, these are the cards you want to make your team with. Because if you go and take a look at 87s, for example, they're going for just a little bit less. And what that tells us is that there's a huge discrepancy in value because these are required in sets, so it's boosting up their price a ton. Whereas 88s, there's no set out right now that says, hey, we need an 88 overall player specifically. Once a set comes out and you need 88 overall cards, these are going to fly up in price. So if you've been holding on to 88s, hold on to them, because the next event, if they don't require 88s, I have no idea. If they don't require 88s, then EA is just listening to my videos and they're like, ha, watch this. We're going to make it so it requires 885 overall players. Like, if that's the case, then whatever, I guess. They're just doing it in spite. But now is the time when 88s are going to be at their cheapest, and you need to get in. So I've got about 200K. I'm probably going to go through after this and just buy up as many as I can. The other thing you need to remember, though, is that this Team of the Year is probably going to be one of the weaker ones. And what I mean by that is that Connor McDavid is going to get a Team of the Year card. If you haven't watched my Team of the Year prediction video, go back and watch that, and I give you examples and show all the stats as to why I think who is going to get Team of the Year. It's pretty easy to predict, this year at least. Connor McDavid is going to get one, and his card is incredible. Like, there's simply no way around it. His Team of the Year card, you will need to get if you want to be competitive or if you want to have the best team possible. You need to get his card. But the other options on the wing, it's more than likely going to be Brad Marchand and Mikko Rantanen on the other side. And those cards are very opposite-ended. So, like, Marchand, for example, he's very slow for his size, and that makes it awfully difficult to, like, really invest the amount of value into him. Because, again, it's hard to use a smaller player that isn't exceptionally fast. So that one might not be worth it to go out and make, because, again, these Team of the Year cards are going to cost just an absolute, truckload. Rantanen, on the other hand, he is very, very big, and once he gets enough speed, that's when his value goes through the roof. But right now, he just does not have a ton of speed. 87 overall. If his Team of the Year comes with a speed synergy and he gets over 90, when 6'4" guys get 90 plus speed, that is when they absolutely blow by everyone in terms of the importance to get them, because there's no attribute to increase size, and size in this game is extremely important. So Rantanen, but there is a type of player that just can't use the bigger, slower guys. They need, like, the Jack Hughes types, the Duchesnes, the really, really fast, smaller guys, and that's fine. Mikko Rantanen might not be one that you're going to want to get. The other one's going to be Victor Hedman, more than likely, and then the other defenseman it's going to be a bit of a toss-up, but I think it's going to be Fox. And again, Fox is an exceptionally big defenseman in this game, but, obviously at the high end, he's going to be very good. It's going to depend on what his body checking stat is when he gets his Team of the Year card, because if it's very low or not very high, then there's probably better options among the right side. But then Hedman is probably going to be the second most important one to grab, because if he gets, again, same situation, if he gets like 90 speed, or even like 88 with a synergy at 6'6", that's when he becomes one of the best defensemen in the game. So those are the ones that I really think are going to get Team of the Year, and you want to make sure that you have the requirements available to make them. And having an abundance of 88s, let's say, for example, the set to make one only requires you to have like 3 88 overall players. If you have 20, that's fine, because you can just sell them and then buy what you need otherwise, because the 88s are going to be the most expensive. Like, when you go and take a look at how many 88s are just available in the market right now, like, there's only 318. Guys, that is not a lot when you consider for the entire player base. Everyone on PlayStation 5, which is the most played console right now for NHL 22, there's only 318 available. When the Team of the Year sets require 88 overall players, those are gone in an instant. Like 87s right now, there's only 357, and look at their price. They're jacked up to about the same. 86s, we go down, and there's double the amount, right? So just be aware. I know I've been saying it for about a month now, but 88s will now be required. There's no way around it. And if they don't, it's literally just EA listening to my videos and doing it in spite. So this is where I really think you need to focus on it. And I think that you're going to make either a ton of coins or you're going to be really set up to actually make Team of the Year cards. The other thing I want to talk about, though, guys, is what I mentioned earlier. If you are new to the game, if you are just starting out your team and you're trying to, build it up, I really think that you should avoid some of these lower overall cards entirely. So if we look at 84s, for example, right? And you go and take a look at what they're going for, because that they are required in sets, like 5,000 is going to be what it costs to make an 85, or an 84, which there isn't really a lot of them that are even close to worth that, because we're at a stage of the game where everything is so, 90 speed is kind of the norm. You could spend, 20,000 coins and get 88 overall players. That is where I'm focusing. If you're trying to build your team right now, getting cards that are, usable, specifically 88s, like to be able to get, like, even Matthew Savoy at 21,000 coins is fine. He's got Wingman and Spark and Gladiator. Like, that would give you a card that has over 90 shooting for 20,000 coins. That's a great value. So I think that you guys, if you're just starting out building your team, that's where you want to focus. And even up to 25K, like, there's some really good buys. I know I've been saying it for, since it's basically come out, but even that Akil Thomas from the Superstar Origins event, he's been really good. He's in a cheaper 88 overall card. So just be on the lookout. I think this is where you want to focus your coins, because I think this is where you're going to find the most value. But soon, they're going to be all gone. Lastly, guys, I want to quickly talk about X Factors, because their price has drastically changed. It has gone down to the point we are now getting into this. X Factors, they're new this year. We haven't seen how they are going to work. No one knows. And now we're starting to see that kind of end point where cards are becoming so expensive to make, like Jack Eichel, for example, to get his 92. It's going to cost you a ton of power-up collectibles, and even just it's going to cost you 9 just to get the last 3 tiers. That is an exceptional amount at this stage, and any upgrade is going to cost even more. So people are just kind of shying away, which they should. I still think that if you've got these cards and you've been upgrading them, that's great. You're in a great position. But I'm talking specifically about the players that are just starting right now. Like, there's no 200K to buy Jack Eichel, and then about, another like 600K in value to get him up to 92. It's just not worth it. Like, that's going to cost you way too much at this stage of the game. And now you're starting to see all these X Factors just crater in price. I'm not really messing with any X Factors right now. I know that we've been able to determine, let's say Braden Point, you can see when he's going to get an upgrade in his card, that, they kind of shoot up in value for the first couple days because they get a new tier, and everyone's like, oh my God, I got to get this Braden Point and upgrade him. That's not really going to be the case anymore. So upgrades aren't really going to drastically change the price of some of these cards, unless it's something insane. So like Adam Fox right now is an 86 overall card. If he gets Team of the Year and it shoots up to like 92, his card might go up in value, because, well, no matter what, if he has a Team of the Year card, he's the value isn't going to go up a lot on this X Factor, but at least the ability to actually upgrade with those tiers is going to be there. So just be on the lookout for there. I wouldn't mess around buying and selling X Factors anymore. I think we're at the stage where you kind of just got to wait back and see, because the potential to lose a ton of coins is just going to be exceptional. So, guys, that was Market Monday for December 27th as we roll into the new year. Hope this helps. As always, thank you for all of the subscriptions as well as hanging out in my streams. I go live 2 p.m. Eastern time every single day if you want to watch my team in action, and I will see you guys later on. Have a good one.